Real sequences and series. Precisely, we'll be going through arithmetic progressions and all the different definitions that we need before then. It's just a review because this is expected. You are expected to have known all the basic knowledge concerning this topic. Okay, so again, we review your definitions of what is sequences, finite sequences, infinite sequences. So you can pause the screen and do your revision and know the definitions if you've forgotten them, and also how we can form new sequences. We can form new sequences of this form, and then we have what we call a series, if an infinite sum, right? Okay. You can also you also need to recall what we call a convergent series and a non-convergent series. So the definitions are here. You can pause the screen and review your definitions. Now you also have gone through the knowledge of what the common difference is, what the first terms are. You have the common difference and the first term, right? And you know what an nth term is, right? Okay. So you also know what an arithmetic series is. And you also recall what we mean by the arithmetic progression, the sum, right? Which is what we have here. Okay, so you need to recall this and know them by heart because we're going to be using them. I'm not planning to go through them again. Okay, so the one I will be focusing on in this video is what we call the arithmetic mean. So if you have three consecutive terms, x, y, and z, the three of them consecutively taken, and they are arithmetic, they are terms in an arithmetic progression, we call y the arithmetic mean, and this is just basically the formula to find y, right? So if you have x, y, and z, other things you need to know are if you have terms, say u1, and you can have in between them there are other elements before you get to say u5. So you have u2, u3, u4, u2, u3. Let me clean this and make it cleaner. So you have u1, u2, u3, u4, and u5. These three terms in between, okay, as you can see here, they went all the way to n minus 1, are called arithmetic means, okay? They are in between u1 and u, and so u2, u3, and u4 are arithmetic means between u1 and u5, okay? So all you need to do is know these definitions, and so if I happen to ask you a multiple choice question, you should be able to answer them. And for those that will be using them later in their further studies, they should know how these things, all these terms apply. Okay, so we have an example on the screen, and this example is solved for you. So I will need you to go pause the screen and just review. You've solved all of this in secondary school, okay? So this is where it ends because you need to find the common difference and the likes. Okay, so this is another example, example 2. Again, you can pause the screen and just go through it and make sure you recall how to solve examples like this. Now, this is the one that is going to be my focus in this video. It says insert 3 arithmetic means between 25 and 9. So you have 25 and they want you to insert 3 arithmetic means, 1, 2, and 3 in between them, like 3 terms between 25 and 9. Clearly you can see that this will be our first term, right? And this will be our last term. So we know the first term, so this will be our A, right? And we know the last term is 9. We know the formula for arithmetic mean, don't we? Because we're dealing with an arithmetic, so arithmetic progression. So arithmetic mean has to do with the arithmetic progression, right? So the formula for an arithmetic mean or arithmetic progression is what we have here. That is, we have A plus n minus 1d, right? So we know the first term, it is 25, and we know the last term, which is 9. So we know, and somehow, by the time you insert 3 of them, you would have how many terms? Let's take that from the beginning. So you can see right here, this is written here, right here. Everything is nicely written here. So the first term is 25. In between, there are 3 arithmetic means, which we need to find. And there's the last term, which is U5. So there are 5 terms in all, right? That's why we have U5 here. And then we have 9 here, okay? Okay. So we are inserting three terms in between 9 and 25. Our first term, which is A, is 25, and last term, which is U5, is 9. We know the formula, which again is A plus N minus 1D. That's for arithmetic progressions, right? So we know the last term is 5. So wherever I see N, what do I put there? I put 5. And I know my first term, which is A, is 25, okay? So how do we now do that? So what you see here, what on the screen, you have 9 is equal to all of this, right? So 9, and the number here is 5. So wherever you see N, it became 5. So that's why you have what you see right here, okay? But then we know A, right? What is A? A is 25. That's why you see 25 here and 4D. So we can simply solve the equation and get our common difference D, and that is minus 4. So it means that if I know my first term to be 25 and the common difference is minus 4, to get U2, what do? I just take 25 and add minus 4 to it. Okay, so that's what I've been done here. Basically what they've done here. And then U3 will be whatever you got for U2, right? Minus 4. So, or you just use the formula for each one of them. You know that each term will be A plus N minus 1D, right? So U2, wherever there's two, N, you put 2, right? You know your D, so you just substitute your values and you know your A and solve for each of the terms. So that's how each of these values were arrived at, okay? Now, you can go through the solutions and review and ask your questions in the chat. Thank you.